The Galactic Council chamber hung silently above a white dwarf star, glowing like a small sun under their feet. Hundreds of alien leaders from every known world filled the circular hall. Their faces were different, scales, fur, metal plates, glowing eyes, but all of them shared the same expression today: fear. At the center of the chamber floated a hologram of Earth. Blue oceans. White clouds. A quiet world. But around it, red warning symbols flashed one by one. The Speaker of the Council, a tall creature with 6 thin arms and a trembling silver mask, raised her voice. The vote begins. Humanity must be declared illegal. Whispers rose across the hall. Some aliens protested. Others kept their heads down. But one thing was clear: none of them felt safe with humans alive. They are too adaptable, one delegate cried. They grow too fast, another shouted. They fight even when they should lose, a third hissed. The speaker turned to the hologram again. And when humans lose, they come back stronger. No one argued with that. Finally, the speaker lowered her mask and said the words that would echo across the stars. From this moment, humanity is banned from the galaxy. Their ships will be destroyed. Their colonies closed. Their name erased. A loud sound shook the chamber as the council confirmed the vote. Stamps of approval flashed around the hall like red lightning. It was done. Humanity was erased. Far from the council, light years away, Commander Eric Hale stood on the balcony of Haven 9, the hidden fortress station deep in uncharted space. He did not know about the vote yet. He only watched the dark sky, wondering where humanity belonged now. Haven 9 was humanity's last quiet place. No official maps showed its location. No council patrols ever came this far. The station was old, rust on the walls, flickering lights, engines that groaned like tired giants. But it was safe. It was home. Inside the command center, alarms suddenly blinked red. Commander Hale, a young officer called, "You need to see this." Eric walked in quickly, his boots echoing on the metal floor. He was calm, focused, with sharp eyes that had seen too many battles. "Report." "We intercepted a council transmission," the officer said, voice shaking. "It is about us." The screen lit up. The council speaker appeared, her silver mask shining coldly. "Humanity is now illegal. Destroy all human vessels on site. Shut down all human systems. Erase their presence from the record." The room froze. Everyone stared at the message in disbelief. Some officers whispered. Others clenched their fists. A few felt their hearts break. Eric did not move. He only watched the words repeating again and again. "Why?" one engineer asked softly. "What did we do?" Eric wished he had an answer. Humans had made mistakes in the past, wars, conflicts, disagreements. But other species had done far worse. Humanity had also saved planets, helped worlds recover from disasters, and ended wars no one else could stop. Yet they were banned. Erased. Forgotten. After a long silence, Eric finally spoke. "They fear us." The officers looked at him, confused. "Humans never stop," Eric said quietly. "When we fall, we stand again. When we lose, we learn. When everything burns, we rebuild." The council cannot control something like that. Another alarm beeped. "Commander," the officer said, "we are receiving a second message. It is encrypted. Very old code. Play it." A weak voice crackled through the speakers, an alien voice, full of pain. "Humanity, if you can hear this, please return. The galaxy needs you, they made a mistake." The message cut off suddenly. Static filled the room. Eric stared at the empty screen. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The council banned humans out of fear, but this message felt like a warning. A desperate one. The officers watched him, waiting for a decision. Eric looked at them with calm strength. "Prepare the old fleets," he said. "Reactivate the sleeping AI ships. Call every captain left in the shadows." Several officers gasped. "Commander, are we going back?" Eric turned toward the window, where a single distant star flickered like a heartbeat. "Yes," he said. "Humanity was erased. But we are not gone. And the galaxy is not safe without us." For the first time in years, the engines of Haven 9 began to warm. Humanity's comeback had already begun. The engines of Haven 9 hummed like sleeping giants waking after centuries. The whole station felt different now, alive, alert, waiting for something big. Commander Eric Hale walked through the metal corridors with a steady pace. Every crew member he passed tried to hide their fear, but he could see it in their eyes. The Council's ban had shaken everyone. Inside the strategy room, old holographic screens flickered back to life. Transparent blue maps showed forgotten human outposts, abandoned battlefields, and long-lost star routes. Dust floated in the air as if the station itself had been holding its breath for years. Eric placed both hands on the table. "We need answers," he said. "Someone out there sent a warning. The galaxy needs us. That means a threat is coming." His officers nodded. None of them questioned him now. They trusted Eric, because Eric never made decisions from fear. He made them from truth. A communications officer interrupted. "Commander, we are receiving unusual signals. Not from humans." "From who?" "Multiple species," she replied. "But they are using secret channels. Hidden frequencies. They do not want the Council to know." Eric's eyes narrowed. "Open the first one." A hologram flickered into view. It was a gray-skinned alien with deep cracks on his face, a Zytharian, a species known for strict logic and zero emotion. Yet the alien looked terrified. "Commander Eric Hale," the Zytharian said, voice shaking, "I speak only for my own people. We beg you, do not ignore this message. The Council, they lied. Humanity was banned because your return would expose their failure." "What failure?" Eric asked calmly. The alien hesitated. Then he whispered, "The Voidborn are awake." The room grew silent. Even the humming engines seemed to stop. The Voidborn, creatures made of living shadow, had not been seen for centuries. Humans were the only species who ever defeated them, but no one knew how. The story became legend, then myth, and eventually forgotten. But not by the Council. The Zytharian continued, voice trembling. The Council hoped to hide the truth. They believed banning humanity would prevent anyone from learning how desperate the situation was. Eric felt a cold ache in his chest. "So they turned the galaxy against us to protect themselves?" "Yes," the alien answered. "If the galaxy learned the Voidborn returned, panic would end every civilization." The hologram vanished suddenly, signal lost. Another message appeared instantly. This time, a different species, a blue-skinned Valari advisor. Her eyes glowed faintly, but her voice was soft. "Commander, we do not deserve your help. But understand this, we never wanted you banned. Many of us voted against it. But the Council controlled everything. Please, come back. If the Voidborn rise again, only humanity can stop them." Her image faded. Then a third message arrived. Then a fourth. Contacts from small groups across the galaxy. Hidden rebels. Exiled scientists. Former allies. All whispering the same thing. "We need you." Eric's officers looked at him with shock. "Commander," one said, "not all aliens hate us." Eric nodded slowly. "No. Only the powerful ones fear us." He turned to the crew. "Prepare a meeting. I want to speak to every group that contacted us. If the galaxy is falling apart, we must know how bad it is. Hours later, the command hall was filled with holograms. Representatives from 12 different species appeared in glowing blue circles around Eric. They weren't leaders, they were outcasts, scientists, explorers, military deserters, people the council had silenced. Eric looked at all of them. Why come to us now? Why risk everything to contact humans? A tall insect-like alien stepped forward first. Because you are the only species that never runs. Another spoke. You adapt faster than any of us. A third added, you fight even when hope is gone. And a fourth whispered, you beat the Void-born once. We cannot. Eric understood. They did not want humanity for power. They wanted humanity for survival. He crossed his arms. If we return strong. We will not crawl back begging for forgiveness. The holograms nodded. So, Eric said, we form a silent alliance. No council eyes. No official orders. Only trust. The insect-like alien bowed. We agree. Eric stepped forward. Then listen well. Humanity was banned. But we are not here for revenge. We are here because something dark is coming. The holograms flickered with fear. Eric continued, we will rebuild our fleets. Restore old warships. Train our people. When the Void-born attack, we will stand at the front. A soft whisper spread among the aliens. Hope. For the first time in centuries, hope had a name. Humanity. Eric turned to his officers. Begin the preparations. The galaxy does not know it yet, but humanity is coming back. The hangar of Haven 9 had not been this bright in decades. Massive doors opened, flooding the space with white light as old human warships awakened one by one. Dust shook loose from the ceilings. Sparks glowed across panels as forgotten generators roared back to life. Commander Eric Hale stood on a raised platform, watching everything with calm focus. Below him, mechanics, engineers, and pilots moved quickly, fixing cables, loading fuel cells, and activating ancient AI systems that had slept longer than any human on the station. For years, humanity had been dead to the galaxy. Now their return felt like a storm gathering strength. A robotic voice echoed across the hangar. Titan-class warship Eclipse Dawn is online. Systems waking. Power core stable. The ground vibrated under Eric's feet. The Eclipse Dawn was not just a ship, it was a legend. Built before humanity's ban, powered by a star fragment, and capable of crushing an entire fleet alone. Even the council feared it. Eric smiled slightly. Good. Let them feel us coming. Hours later, the fleet gathered outside Haven 9. Hundreds of ships, some small, some huge, floated in silent formation. Their engines glowed a bright human red, a color every alien recognized instantly. Eric entered the command bridge of the Eclipse Dawn. His chair slid forward, linking him to the ship's AI. Commander Hale, the AI said, voice deep and smooth, welcome back. Shall I prepare for departure? Yes, Eric replied. Take us home. The fleet activated their drives. Bright red light burst behind each ship. Space bent, stretched, and boom. The human fleet disappeared into hyperspace like a streak of fire. Across the galaxy, the council carried on with political speeches and cold arguments. They believed humanity was gone forever. They believed they were safe. But inside the council chamber, every sensor suddenly turned red. Alarms screamed. Lights flickered. The chamber doors locked automatically. Emergency alert, an AI voice repeated. Unidentified fleet entering capital space. Council members stood from their seats in panic. What species is it? Who is attacking? Why are sensors shutting down? Then the speaker froze. Every screen in the chamber went black. Then one symbol appeared. A red human handprint. The aliens gasped. A calm human voice spoke through every channel. "This is Commander Eric Hale. Humanity has returned." As the message echoed, the sky above the council capital darkened. A huge shadow filled the clouds. Then another. And another. The human fleet had arrived. Thousands of ships slid silently through the sky, their red lights reflecting off every tower. Aliens poured into the streets, staring upward in disbelief. No one fired. No one moved. Humans were not supposed to exist anymore. But here they were, stronger, faster, more united than ever. Inside the council chamber, the speaker whispered, "Impossible." But impossibility had always been humanity's favorite battlefield. Eric stood on the eclipsed dawn bridge, watching the capital below. The cities glowed like silver veins across the planet's surface. But something felt wrong. A dark mist oozed over the horizon. Buildings flickered. Air became heavy. People screamed in the streets as shadows began crawling down from the sky. The Voidborn had arrived. They did not appear like normal enemies. They looked like living smoke, shapes with no faces, no bodies, only cold hunger. Wherever they passed, lights died, voices fell silent, and hope faded. Eric clenched his jaw. They beat us here. His officers watched the scene in panic. "Commander, the council will be wiped out." Eric nodded. "Prepare drop units. Humanity moves now." The eclipsed dawn opened its lower hangars, releasing dozens of transport ships carrying human soldiers in bright red armor. They descended into the chaos like falling stars. Aliens screamed and ran for cover as the Voidborn spread across the city. But then, the humans landed. Red-armored soldiers hit the ground with force, their boots cracking the pavement. They moved in teams, firing glowing weapons that sliced through the darkness. Their battle cries echoed across the burning streets. Aliens stared in shock. Humans were not afraid. They didn't step back, they pushed forward. Eric watched from above. "Focus on rescuing civilians," he ordered. "The darkness grows stronger with fear. Break its hold." Human soldiers lifted trapped aliens, carried wounded children, and protected crowds hiding from the shadows. Everywhere a human stepped, the Voidborn retreated for a moment, as if remembering the fear of their old enemy. A captain's voice came through the comms. "Commander, the aliens, they're looking at us like we're their only hope." Eric exhaled. "Because we are." Then, something massive rose from the planet's surface. A towering shadow, taller than the council towers, roaring with a sound that felt like dying stars. The Voidborn King. The return of humanity had triggered the return of their greatest enemy. Eric gripped his seat. "Prepare the Eclipse Dawn's main cannon." His officers swallowed nervously. That cannon had not been fired in centuries. "Commander," the AI warned. "One shot may destroy the atmosphere." Eric stared at the growing monstrosity below. "Humanity didn't come back to hide," he said. "We came back to fight." And with that, the Eclipse Dawn lowered its massive weapon, glowing brighter than the sun. The galaxy trembled. Humanity was fully back, the main cannon of the Eclipse Dawn glowed brighter and brighter, filling the entire command bridge with white light. Panels rattled. The floor vibrated as if the ship itself feared what it was about to unleash. Commander Eric Hale stood tall in front of the giant viewing screen. Below, the Voidborn King towered over the council capital, an enormous shadow creature, shifting shape with every movement. Its arms stretched like smoke, its chest pulsed like a dying star, and its roar made the entire planet tremble. But Eric did not step back. He never stepped back. "Cannon at 90%, the AI announced. "Recommend firing soon. Structural stress rising." Eric raised a hand. Wait. His officers turned, confused. Commander. If we wait, the Void-born King will destroy the capital. Eric's voice stayed calm. Look. A new sound echoed across the city, metal boots. Human boots. Hundreds of red-armored soldiers were still fighting in the streets, pushing back the shadows. They rescued aliens trapped inside collapsed buildings, shielded civilians with their own bodies, and formed bright red lines of defense where the Voidborn spread the fastest. Even the council guards watched them in shock. The banned species. The erased species. The species they once feared. Was now saving them. Eric pointed at the screen. If we fire now, our own soldiers will be caught in the blast. We wait until they're clear. The officers nodded slowly. They understood. Humans never sacrificed their own when there was another way. Down in the streets, Captain Lyra Stone led her squad through a burning marketplace. Shadows curled around them like hungry snakes. Captain, a soldier shouted. The Void-born King is coming this way. I know, she replied, breathing hard. Keep moving. Help everyone you see. They pushed forward and reached a group of alien families hiding behind a broken tower. Their eyes widened at the sight of humans. Are you here to protect us? One alien asked, voice weak. Captain Lyra nodded. Yes. Stay behind us. For a moment, the alien stared at her red armor. Then his eyes filled with tears. They said humans were monsters. She smiled gently. They lied. The Void-born King roared again. Shadow waves ripped through the ground. Buildings split apart. The sky darkened like night. But the humans didn't break. They formed a shield wall around the families, weapons glowing bright enough to push the darkness back. Above, the Eclipse Dawn's cannon reached full power. Commander, the AI said, charging is complete. The weapon is at maximum. Firing now will be catastrophic for the target. Eric lowered his head for one long moment. Then he said the words only a human could say at a moment like this. Fire. A beam of pure white energy shot out of the Eclipse Dawn. It tore through the clouds, through the air, through the darkness. The world turned silent, too silent. Then the sky exploded. Light brighter than any sun filled the atmosphere. The Void-born King let out a scream that shook the capital. Its body melted like smoke in a storm. The shadows across the city evaporated instantly. The blast ripped through the atmosphere but curved away from the streets, thanks to the ship's ancient targeting system built by human engineers long ago. Civilians felt a warm gust of wind, nothing more. When the beam ended, the Void-born King was gone. Only a fading echo remained. On the council capital, everything fell silent. Smoke drifted across ruined streets. Broken towers leaned like tired giants. But there was life everywhere, thousands of aliens stepping out from hiding, staring into the sky where the human fleet hovered like red stars. A council guard whispered, "They saved us, the species we banned." Another said, "We owe them everything." And then, slowly, alien civilians began to cheer. It started with one voice. Then 10. Then hundreds. Then thousands. For the first time in galactic history, every species cheered for humanity. In the council chamber, the speaker dropped her silver mask. Her face, usually cold and emotionless, now carried shame. The chamber doors opened, and Commander Eric Hale walked in. His armor was scratched, dirted from the rescue work he did after landing. But he walked with calm dignity. Every council member stood. Eric looked at them. Humanity did not return for revenge, he said quietly. We returned because the galaxy needed us.